What's up, everybody, and welcome to Mitch's Shorts, where we talk about big things in short videos. And also, we will probably make underwear jokes at some point. Okay, so this is our first ever episode, and when I say we, I mean I am taking off and talking about mere Christianity. I've been going through this with our teenagers at our church, and I thought, hey, this would be really fun to put on YouTube. We can put the content up, and you guys can check it out from week to week, but also there may be other young people who are kind of interested in C.S. Lewis and what he has to say in Mere Christianity, and I will give you a bird's eye view. Now, with that said, I'm totally just telling you kind of what the book is saying and giving you maybe some illustrations that aren't 70 years old. But I would tell you, if you're really interested in the book, don't listen to me. There's actually clips on YouTube that have the chapters and even drawings that go along, and they're really good. And so if you're truly interested in what C.S. Lewis has to say in his book, check it out. Of course, I would love for you to check out our videos. They're going to be really short and really concise, and they're going to give you a really nice flyover of the passage or the topics. All right, so first off, the book starts out, once again, incredible book. And it starts out talking about the natural law, or we're going to call it here the moral standard. It's a standard that is a set of morals that's in our hearts. It's really just this moral standard. And C.S. Lewis starts the book out by basically saying, this is why we argue. This is why we fuss and fight, because we all have this moral standard that we believe in and agree in. Hey, I was there first. Hey, I called it, or hey, you knocked me down and that was wrong. So we have this moral standard that we all believe in. And sure, we have different ideas of the moral standard. That's why we argue, because we interpret what is right and wrong differently. But at the end of the day, all people in history from the beginning of time have agreed on the big parts of what's right and wrong. Honor your mom and dad. Don't kill people. Don't steal from people. Don't be jealous. These are just a few things that all throughout history, virtually every person, billions of people, have agreed on. And so there's this moral standard inside of us, this instinct. And it's not an instinct like the instinct of hunger or the instinct of patriotism or even, like loving your girlfriend or something. It's not an instinct that you learn. It's actually an instinct that controls the other instincts. C.S. Lewis talks about a piano. If our instincts are keys on the piano, I'm hungry, so I find something to eat. I'm in love, so I try to kiss a girl, whatever those may be. It's this moral standard, a law of nature, he says, that tells us when to use which instinct. And the reason we know there's a moral standard is because we do things that are against our instinct. People run into a burning building to save someone. There's nothing instinctual about that except for the moral standard that tells us to put our life on the line to go help that person. And what it really boils down to is, where did that come from? We can say that it was learned, but it had to come from somewhere because we all essentially agree on it. All of us all over the world essentially agree on the basics of what is right and wrong. And we would also agree that there are some things that are right in certain situations, but wrong in other situations. What determines that? What makes it wrong for me to want to, and this is funny, to kiss my girlfriend when we were like 12? We didn't meet when we were 12, but now my wife, she's my wife, we've been married for 15 years, and it's 100% right for me to kiss her now. Who says why is one right and one wrong? Why is one urge right at one point and wrong at another time? Well, there's a moral standard inside of me that says that some things are right in the right time and some things are wrong at the wrong time. Just like every key on a piano is the right note if it's played at the right time. All right? So we have a moral standard inside of us that is not an instinct, and yet it controls the instinct within us. And that is exactly what C.S. Lewis is getting at when he starts out his book, Mere Christianity. He's going back to there must be somehow, some way, this started somewhere. It's not something we made up. And it's not something that that we created, because the bigger part of this is that we all believe in right and wrong. We all believe in a moral standard inside of us, and yet we all know we break the moral standard. We break it all the time. So we believe in right and wrong. We believe in a moral standard, and yet we break the moral standard. It's a peculiar thing we go through. So that is the basic intro to the first couple chapters. That is a very watered down and basic intro. It literally takes you like 20 minutes to listen to it on YouTube, or you can pick up the great book and read it. But I would encourage you to keep checking out my videos, because I think they'll be a lot of fun, and we'll get into some really big topics. This was pretty simple. There's a standard inside of you. Where did that standard come from? It had to come from somewhere, and we'll get into the ideas of where that standard came from. And of course, we'll get into Christianity, nothing more, nothing less. And that's really what the book's about, is telling you this is Christianity, not the denominational stuff, not the little things that Christians maybe argue over. This is Christianity at its most basic point, its most basic understanding. It's very good. Hope you'll check it out. Come back for Mitch's Shorts, where we have short videos about big things, and also we may just make underwear jokes. Thanks for checking this out.